Insight number 58. There are many reasons other than sexual thoughts why the genital organs might get aroused. Whether one follows through and self-gratifies or not, it is important for the person to detect what led them to thoughts on sex. Upon gaining this understanding, then they are to be mentally aware and stay away from those situations that led one before to sexual arousal or to sexual thoughts. So, what is important is to identify what triggered the sexual arousal. For example, let's say you're on the internet and you're searching for plants. Unannounced to you, some of your search results are sexual in nature. You visit these sites and are caught in the web of self-pleasure again. Since the manipulators want to gain access to your mind, they connect any and every subject imaginable to sex. In this way, whatever you look up, you are bound to end up with many sexual results. Knowing this fact beforehand helps you not to be lured into their web. You are less likely to visit them when you know beforehand what to expect because you're prepared for it. So, what happens? You're looking up plants. You're not thinking anything sexual, and you're not expecting to receive anything sexual. In the search results. But so you look up plants. Plants come up, and some sexual result, which just by the picture, you're just like, oh, you're affected. Now, why are you affected? Because you were surprised by it. You were not expecting it, and suddenly it comes, right? So how does that work? You were not expecting it, meaning it was abnormal from the results. Plants, and you have sex. Oh my God, in a very weird way. So it's very, very powerful because you were not expecting it. It's like a surprise party. Surprise parties work because they impact the mind. Oh, you were not expecting it, and now there's a surprise party. Oh, surprise party! Oh. Or gifts are a surprise gift. Somebody brings you a surprise gift. Oh, very nice. And that just because it was a surprise is it adds to the impact on the mind. Smaller example is, let's say you go to your friend and you surprise him by putting your hands in front of his or her eyes, and ask who it is. Just getting involved with a person in a surprised manner adds pleasure because it impacts the mind. This is true in speech as well. Speech, you're talking to somebody, or actions, you're talking with somebody and you talk back in a witty way, a genuinely funny way, a genuinely interesting way, not like before. And so you're like, oh, the other person gets a mental, what's it called, impact, a mental impact, and also it's odd and unusual and in a unique way. And so they get it's a mental high of some sort. It adds to the pleasure of life. It impacts them. So they're like, oh, that's interesting. And so it makes their day ever so much better, adding to the pleasure of the experience of interacting with you, Same with actions. You could just toy around with the person who, banter back and forth verbally or physically, It adds to the experience because the surprise is not the same. If you give a joke to somebody, tell a joke to somebody or act in a certain way that has been done before, eventually it gets extremely tiring, the same old joke, like, oh, enough with that, It's no longer pleasurable. Why? It's no longer rare. It's not impactful to the mind. That's the same old thing. It's not surprising. Okay, good.